And so thank you to all of our presenters here in the member sharing experience. Thank you, Andrea, for it's really heartening to see how integrated the library and learning services is now with all the other parts of NSCC, and how focused you are on making sure that integration occurs. So it's very nice to see that in institutions, and I know that's happening on a lot of the campuses. But it's nice to hear about exactly what you're doing in your particular campus, especially since you have so many of them. So this is the opportunity for everybody to ask questions and to of any of our speakers who are still with us, and I'm hoping all of our member sharing experience speakers are still here. I have a mic in the room, and if anybody online has a question, and I know I'm just going to bring over my computer because I'm pretty sure Rebecca had a question at one point here, and I said I would pass it along. So she had asked, has anyone worked with students or other stakeholders to review and develop areas of your collection? So directly bringing them in and working with them on projects specifically. And here, I will bring the mic to you.
So as part of the plans guide, we did bring in some stakeholders, and we wanted to highlight some of the African Nova Scotian research that's going on in the province, as well as potential books and resources we could have included in the collection. And what we found is there's few resources in this area, and we have them. So that was a nice confirmation. But yeah, so that was Melissa. Anybody else?
So yes, this will be something that we're doing for the 8-Pointed Star collection. Sabrina and I are going to be actually visiting communities, going to them, Glooscap and Annapolis Valley First Nations, in order to talk about the 8-Pointed Star project and how members of those communities would like to see the content for that gets included in the project be selected, and make suggestions for titles, and have control over the types of materials that get highlighted for the collection. So that's going to be a big part of what we do for that project.
I think that's an excellent thing to do. I think including stakeholders, like you said, students, members of the communities. I mean, like I said, I certainly got a lot of good information from our African Canadian student advisor. So I think the more consulting we can do, the better.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you. So are there any other questions for any of our, not everybody got up to do their 10-minute presentation, but you might have a 1 or 2 minute spiel you like to share about what you're doing in terms of EDI in your institutions, in your libraries. This is your opportunity to do so. And I'm just checking online. That doesn't look like anybody's asking anything online, but please, if you want to share online, feel free to unmute. You're allowed to unmute and speak. I don't have to relay everything, but I know some of you don't have mics to actually do that, so I'm making sure we monitor that as well. Oh, okay, just a sec. We have one from the back. One moment.
Thanks, Cynthia. It's Leslie Balcom from UNB, and I'll just mention that CAAL established an Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee fairly recently, and we do have at least one person from the region sitting on that committee. Saran Cruz from UNB is part of that working group. There may be others as well, I'm not sure, but I can imagine that that group's going to, at some point, have some feedback that will be interesting for us in the region as well as for other CAAL institutions. So I just thought I'd mention that.
Thank you, Leslie. Yes, I totally forgot to mention the new CAAL committee. So it's always good to know about these other groups that are doing things that we may not be aware of in our own work. So that's partially why we have these forums, to help expose those activities. But it also gets the conversation going where members can start sharing beyond just the forum as well. Any other questions online or in the room? We've had a long day, I know. We're sort of in the end stages here, but I want to thank everybody and all of our presenters. We had some fantastic sessions. CAAL is doing a lot of stuff as well on our committee, so I just wanted to highlight that some of these things that were discussed today, CAAL is doing. There's the OER, but we're also in the collections committee, looking at the digital accessibility of our own call license collections and doing some assessments, and which are already actually, a lot of these are done by other groups. The International Coalition of Library Consortia are actually developing, bringing together a lot of those consortia have actually already done some assessments, actually quite a few assessments of those e-resources that we all use, and they're pretty common. And they've actually assessed them from the accessibility standards, the WCAG, I think it is, standards. They've actually done those assessments for us. We don't have to reinvent the wheel is the bottom line. There's a lot of material out there, and one of the things we're going to be doing in the collections committee is to try to bring that stuff forward, and so to make it more transparent and accessible for our members to find out these reports that have already been done and these assessments that have already been done, so that you don't have to do them again yourselves. They'll be right there and easily findable. So there's all these things that are occurring amongst our committees themselves that are actually bringing in that accessibility, which is something that was highlighted in our strategic plan, this idea of ensuring more accessibility in our activities, but also in all of the other aspects that our committees do. This is the moment. Okay, I was just looking at Sue, but don't worry. So I just want to thank everybody, all of our presenters today. Just a couple of final things. One, tons of food still left, so please take it with you if you've got hungry people at home. We've got tons. And but then also just to know that the presentations will be posted online. I'll send a message out to the all staff communication list so that everybody will be made aware, and then all the slide decks will also be posted. It's not going to happen today or tomorrow, but I get back to the office on Thursday and I'll do it then. And wait a second, we have a hand up here in the audience.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say you are in the CHEB, and the CHEB Learning Commons is all around you. And if anyone is interested and hasn't seen it before, after this, Melissa Helwig, whose office is in the CHEB, is willing to give a 5-minute max tour. Quick and dirty, but tell you a few things about it. So that's on offer.
Thank you, Donna. So this is your opportunity to see other spaces in our CAAL community. But I want to thank all of our presenters here today, and all of you who didn't present but are interested in sharing your ideas, your questions, your comments. Please keep them coming. You can always send them to me. I can forward them to our presenters, or you can talk directly. But the biggest thing with these forums is it's an idea incubator. It's the opportunity to hear what others are doing and what things are going on in the world around us that we might be able to take and adapt in our own situations, or to explore further to see how they might be adaptable, or that we might want to take some aspect of them and bring them into our own environments. So I want to close by saying, oh, wait a second, we got another hand in the audience here.
Sorry, I just wanted to say thank you very much to Cynthia for organizing all of this.
Thank you. If anybody at any future forums wishes to be involved, I'm always open to hands on deck. But also, we haven't actually chosen our next forum topic, which actually won't be till the fall, because we've gone to 2 a year instead of 3 because we have the Apple conference in the middle. But if there are ideas, also for webinars, because we're trying to do a lot more engagement in terms of our knowledge and skills opportunity sharing opportunities. So please contact me if you've got ideas. I heard a few things actually here in the forum today that we might want to follow up with in terms of having webinars, bringing in speakers, or just topics we want to explore further in more depth that we didn't get a lot of time to explore here today as well. So please stay in touch. And thank you all, and have a good day.